Hello. Well, I hope everyone is doing good today. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. I don't know. Whatever's going on. Um, I am going to just wait a couple of seconds and make sure I have myself together before we start talking about all kinds of random things. So, anyways, I'm glad that you guys are here. And I will do my proper introductions to say who all of this is in just a second. I'm just checking my notes. And hello, Michelle. Oh, hi, Michelle. Okay, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I saw if yes, I had made a suggestion because you are part of the Texas community, and I don't know if you are familiar with our WhatsApp group, and that's all I'm going to say. But you can message me, and I can get that information over to you. That's a group just for the Black women in Texas. Okay, so yeah. So that's not something that we just publicly share on YouTube. So, but thank you for joining. Hello, I'm going to be posting comments in just, well, you know what? I already called you out. So, hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Yes, I saw. Yeah, you just joined and just like all up in here, girl. Okay, so I'm so happy that you are here. And that you will be partaking and just enjoying all the wonderful things that I talk about randomly and and I hope that well, I know you're gonna enjoy it. Come back for more. Okay, fair enough. Hello, Cheryl, PhD. How you doing, love? Thank you for joining. I do appreciate the support. I appreciate you being here. And so. Oh wow. I will share with you guys right here, right now. So I I wasn't going to go live today. I actually have an interview of a young lady that lives here in Zaragoza. I interviewed her 2 weeks ago, and I was supposed to have that edited, and so I was just going to post that today. And I haven't edited it yet. Uh, it was a great interview, I'll tell you that much, but I have not edited it yet. When I sat down, actually, I got up this morning to go ahead and do the edits on it, and I got sidetracked, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I just go live and talk about what's been going on in like in October? I was like, this is a perfect way for me to kind of catch up and because there's so much stuff that has happened, in October, different activities in Zaragoza where I live, in the Exodus Summit community. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that I want to share with you guys. So I was like, let's just do a nice big catch-all for all the wonderful things that have happened and that's going on this month. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and get the party started. I know people come in late all the time, so it is what it is. Um, I just enjoy talking anyway, so that's my style. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna see if we can stay on point on topic. If you don't know, I have shiny red penny syndrome. So that means that I may or may not stay on topic today. I do have my notes, so I'll do better than if I didn't have the notes. Okay, so so if you are wondering why are you seeing this beautiful Black woman sitting up here talking to you and smiling and hopefully bringing you some joy, it is because my name is Yolanda. I am locating cozy, and this is a broad chat. So yeah, we're gonna hang out today and catch up on some things. But let me go ahead and get some of my own advertisement out of the way. How about that? And so yeah, please do make sure that you do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will know whenever I have something insightful, wonderful, hilarious, just some kind of weird thing that I just want to share with you guys. Why? Just because. Um, and yeah, so make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. It's very, very important. I also wanted to go back and say, and I'll touch on this a couple of times, but I want to say thank you so much because what happened was, if you don't know, last week I posted that I was giving away 2 Exodus Summit weekend passes. And the Exodus Summit 2025 was this past weekend. So I just decided just to do a quick 10-minute post about why I am in the Exodus Summit community, and the fact that I've attended like the 2022 to 2024, I've attended the past 3 summits. I wasn't able to attend this year. I had some other things going on, but I wanted to say thank you to the people that actually subscribed, because one of the things in order to qualify to give away the tickets was that you had to subscribe to my channel, and then you had to like complete a little form to fill out. And I had like 25 people enter, and so that was really, really cool to see, just to see so many women that really were interested in making their exodus of doing something great for themselves and bringing themselves joy, and that you kind of like poured into that idea, and a lot of people entered. And also, 2 people did receive the tickets, and I am not going to be revealing who they are because that's their business. But both of them did agree to eventually come on, and I wanted to interview them on my channel. So one hopefully will be in the next week, and it's probably going to be a one-off interview. I don't know if I'm going to actually interview her live next week, because of location and all that. So I got to coordinate with one of the ladies, and then the other one, hopefully, and if you come on here, because I know she follows me on here and she catches my live sometime, but I also know that she's pretty busy. But hopefully, the other lady, I will be interviewing next month. And so, yes, I did give away those tickets. I did have a lot of interest. I had a lot of people that did come and subscribe to my channel, because they found it interesting and I'm cool like that. And yeah, it was a great turnout, and I'm so thankful that I was able to give some other wonderful ladies the opportunity to enjoy and benefit from the Exodus Summit 2025, even though I couldn't attend. So that was awesome. That was really, really awesome. And because I do belong to a lot of, well, not a lot, but I belong to a few communities and accountability support communities, whether they're on WhatsApp or Facebook groups or whatever, mostly WhatsApp, that were definitely saying how great all the information was, and just information, sometimes information overload, but they were actually able to see and understand what would be the best benefit for them as far as which avenue to take, which insight, or which speaker gave them the most insight in how to utilize that information. So I'm just glad that I was able to help. I was able to pay it forward and help some other ladies make sure that they were privy to all the information, and now they have options, right? Right. So yeah, I did have an uptick in my subscribers, and that was awesome too. So thank you. I love to ask, and so I'm going to. Well, let's see what else did I need to put out here first before I start. Some of this is going to be integrated into the conversation. So I will say that if you, okay, so please do like and subscribe. I do have an email. I do have a newsletter that comes out. As you guys know, I don't do newsletters just like nonchalantly and stuff. So I have got my game on for the newsletters now, and I will be sending out one this Friday, not tomorrow. I'm not sure. It's going to be tomorrow, Friday. But please do make sure that if you would like to subscribe and you want to get notifications about any updates, anything that's about to happen, any plans, any information, any services, Travel Buddy Experience, come to Spain. Yes, please do. Did I put that in here? Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Please do make sure that you sign up, and again, it's in the description of this, but also I'm going to put it in the comments right now if I can get over to it. Here we go. Yes. So if you want notifications, if you want the newsletter, because my newsletter is pretty. It has my brand colors, and my newsletter is just what is happening. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The walls are thin. Like somebody's drilling or doing something right now. I'm like, okay. Anyways, yes. So if you would like to subscribe to the newsletter, the information is in the description or in the comments that I just posted. So yeah, I will get better at that. So what else is going on? Hey, Christine. Hey, girl. Hey. She's my neighbor here in Zaragoza. Yes. So I was got to say. Thank you. Okay. I had asked her a question via WhatsApp and she just answered it. So I will let y'all know what that's all about in a little bit. So, anyways, what else is going on? Well, let's see. I will. Oh, well, one of the things I do like to ask, do I have it together? I haven't been live in like, I think I haven't been live in like 2.5 or maybe 2 weeks. Oh wow. Yeah, it's like if you don't use it, you kind of lose it. I'm kind of like all over the place, which is what happened the last time I took like 5 weeks off. But I'm here. Y'all here for the ride. Let's enjoy. Let's see what happens. So, one of the questions I do like to ask, and I want you to please put in the comments, tell me, how are you locating your cozy? Please do tell me, what have you done lately that was just about you, that served you, that was the purpose of that experience, that simple joy, that big thing was just for you? What has brought you joy? How have you been selfish and taking care of yourself lately? Please do share. I don't know. For me and myself, which I will expound on a little bit more a little bit later, but let me just say this right now. I am off to Lisbon next week for the Blaxit Global fifth anniversary, and Rashida and Stephanie from Exodus Summit will be there also. So I will be enjoying that. And I started looking because I hadn't been able to find a pet sit in Lisbon. If y'all know, I travel via pet sitting. I don't like to pay for accommodations. I'm stingy like that. But I was looking last week because I still hadn't found the right pet sit for during that time. And I was like, well, if I have to go ahead and get an Airbnb, I will go ahead and get an Airbnb. All right, fine. Yeah. But I was about to go ahead and reserve an Airbnb last week that just had like maybe a refundable reservation up until like maybe 2 days before you arrive. That's what I was looking for. And I did find a couple that did have that kind of stipulation that I can like cancel up to 2 days before and still get a full refund. So I was prepared, but I just said, you know what? I'm going to wait until this Friday, the 17th. And if I don't find what I'm looking for by the 17th, then as far as a pet sit, then I will go ahead and get an Airbnb. And then yesterday, yeah, actually, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? Yeah, I saw a pet sit that was like right. It fit everything, the time frame, because I did find some pet sits, and one was too long, one was too short, one was like the week before, the week after, or there was one that actually there was two that I didn't like how the homes looked. Yeah, but I did find one. I applied. The lady reached out to me yesterday. We did the video chat interview. It went really well. We had a great conversation. And yeah, so now I have uh, lodging free accommodations for the entire time that I will be in Lisbon. Hello. Yes. So I am ready to have some fun. And if you think that you would like to become a pet sitter and you're not quite sure, I would say first and foremost, please do make sure that let me go ahead and do this, make sure that you use this promo code and you get, I believe it's 25% off if you join Trusted House Sitters and use this promo code. Yes, do that. Why? Well, one, because I get like I think 2 months off of my annual membership, which is that works for me. There's nothing. It doesn't cost you anything at all. But yes, get that code. Use that code. Trust me. The code is also in the description. Yeah, you'll save money for your first year. And again, for the people, I try to stay on point. I'm not. For people that are like, I would never watch somebody's pets for free. That's crazy. I will be in Lisbon next week and I don't have to pay for a hotel or an Airbnb at all. I'm watching a cat. I'm good. I was just in France for 2 weeks. Did not have to pay for any accommodations because I was in Marseille, France, pet sitting. So the annual membership paid for itself like the first 1 or 2 nights that I traveled anywhere. Okay, so just FYI. So with that, that is my cozy, that is my joy. I have free accommodations next week. I am excited to see and meet up with everyone that's going to be there, whether it's they're attending the anniversary party or at the Exodus Summit meetup that's coming up, or other things, because I actually created like a small little group of women that were just going to be in Lisbon during that time so that we can meet up. Of course, there's going to be, I'm going to the events, but there's so much more to do in Lisbon, and I can't wait to experience it with maybe somebody that either already lives there or that's going to be there for the first time. And yeah, so that's exciting. I got plans. Yes. Yes, that's how I'm locating my cozy. Let's see how other people are locating their cozy. Yes, girl. Cheryl, PhD. I can't wait to see you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Well, I'm not going to detail when I'm leaving. I'm not going to give all the details. But if you are going to be in Lisbon next week, I hope that I will see you there. Okay. And yeah, we know how to connect. Okay. So if you're in Exodus Summit, if you're in the Exodus Summit platform, you can definitely connect with me through there in the Portugal section. I think you can just post a note or message me via the Exodus Summit platform, and we can connect. Okay. So yes, I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm gonna Christine. I'm gonna start this comment for more detail later on. But yes, I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. So, oh my goodness. Let's see. What else is going on? I don't see anybody talking about um, what they've done to how they're locating their cozy. I really want to know. Yeah, please do share. How have you located your cozy? What have you done that has been just about you, that has brought you joy? Yes. So while we're doing that, let's go on. Let's start talking about what's going on in locating cozy's world. Okay. So first of all, I put on my the most random things. Yes, I put on my contacts, and I wasn't going to put them on, but I didn't want the glare from my glasses on this light. So, but now I'm getting a slight headache. I think maybe it's time. They feel fine, but I'm getting a ever so slight headache. So I think maybe it's time for me to switch them out. Anyways, we shall see. Yes, please do grab a drink. Let's have some chat times. If you have questions, put a Q in front of it, and I'll probably see it anyways and stuff. But just in case, things just go wild, put a Q in front and ask the questions. I'll be happy to try to answer. If you would follow me on my Instagram, also locating cozy, because I'm posting more stuff. I haven't posted in a couple of days, but like we just finished the Fiestas del Pilar, which is like a week-long event here in Zaragoza. And it was cool because there was some other things going on behind the scene, but I met up with some of the ladies, the Black in Zaragoza women. I met up with some of them at the big market that they have. They have a big crafts market with the cheese and the honey and the hams and the clothes and the jewelry, and that was really cool. But what I did not, let me see if I can bring this up, what I had not experienced before, because there's always like this long procession that seems to be going like all day and night, and I did not know where they were going. I know that they were going towards the Plaza Pilar, the Pilar Cathedral, but I didn't know what that consisted of. And so, let me see. I want to see if I can bring this up without it. Boo, 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 without the sound like taking over. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, so there was like this whole thing of flowers. They have this whole big procession where they're actually like giving flowers. It's called the Ofrenda de Flores, flower offerings. And let me share my screen. So Christine and I and another and Kathy, well, Kathy, it's fine. We all went. I'm gonna practice sharing my screen. We all went. And yeah, but I had never seen that side of it before. So it was just very interesting to see. Ah, there it is. And so let me see. I'm going to show you. But yeah, there's all these flowers and everything. And it kind of reminded me of a Texas homecoming game, like to the next level. That's when I saw all the flowers, I was like, that's what I thought of. was like, back in Texas. I don't know if they do it I'm sure they do it in other states, but definitely in Texas, the big mums, or the arm garters that the guys wear, the big mums that are like the size of a teenager's body, that cost like, you know, three, $400, $500 for these people that make them. Yeah, that's the vibe that I got. I know it's completely different. It has nothing to do with homecoming, so don't come at me. But it was just very, very intense. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so that's Kathy. I'm trying to find, I'm just putting everybody's picture out here. Hold on, and here we go. And you're still seeing everything. Ah, okay. So yeah, that's all flowers. That's all flowers. And I don't even know how they get them up that high. I don't know, like, if maybe in the morning before everybody comes, that they, like, lift up a table and level it up so that the next batch of flowers can be put around. But yeah, it's a whole big thing. Anyways, it's pretty impressive. So I was impressed. I'll just say that. Anyways, okay, I shared. So I just the beauty of that experience, and to see the processions and people who are walking, like, down the entire length of the street, of the main street in Zaragoza, and they're dressed in these historical garb, in their cultural garb, that it's very, I don't even know what century it would be from, but it's very historical and it's a big deal here. Very big deal. So yeah, the food truck that we went, there was like the food truck scene. It was like insane. I'll be posting some of that. I actually have a clip that's going to post later on, but I got some brisket. I got a brisket sandwich, and the meat was so good and tender, and it was so tasteless. I needed some Cajun seasoning. I needed some Lowry season salt. I needed some salt. It was bland. It was so tender, but it was bland, bland, bland. Um, so I mean, I ate, and it was great to be around and see everything, and see like people, like the long lines of people that were waiting for these different food experiences. It was really cool. But yeah, once I had that one sandwich, I was over it. And my friends, they got pizza. So I don't know if I will be doing that again next year, but never say never. I'm always open for new experiences, and I love a good food truck scene. I just need to try. I mean, they had a lot of offerings. I just didn't feel like standing in the line. That was like, I wasn't gonna stand in line for an hour when there are so many restaurants within walking distance in Zaragoza. So that was my holdup. I was like, yeah, that's good. I'll go home. I'll stop at a cafe on the way, and I'm good. But yeah, but it is a great food truck scene. It's amazing. And they have entertainment. They had some little mini concerts going on. They had fireworks in different parts of the city. They had light shows. They had the fireworks and light shows at the main park. And yeah, I don't have footage of that. I'm not gonna keep sharing my screen because yeah, I would get nowhere. Um, but then they also had it at the Evero River. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Yes, and I do wanna go next year to see the light show at the park or at the Ebro River. But again, this is why I love Zaragoza, because I see the growth in them, like, really, um, having, like, different events hosted here. It's very important. So, yeah, cool. What else? So, in next month, they're having a jazz festival here in Zaragoza. And one of the ladies here, we're gonna did we talk about it? No, we didn't. Anyways, one of the ladies here just really, really wants to go to the jazz festival. It's like, from November 14th to the 23rd. So they have like, I have the schedule, and I'm just like, oh, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, this would be cool. But here's what you need to know. The jazz festivals may be very different in Zaragoza versus maybe a jazz festival in the States. There's Because from what I thought, it was going to be in an auditorium. It's not going to be like I don't know if it's auditorium sit down and you're just kind of like bopping your head. I No. I think jazz festival, I think I'm supposed to be outside dancing and really feeling it and having my cocktail and maybe something light to eat, but having a good cocktail and just really kind of rocking out with the jazz. And so I went online see some of the performers. I checked out their YouTube, and don't get me wrong, they're good. But I feel like if I have to sit in an auditorium, and I'm going to check it out, but if I feel like I have to sit in the auditorium and just bop my head, I don't want to do that. If I can't like have me a cocktail and sit in a little dark room or dim area or something, I don't know. I'm not going to be feeling the vibe. So I don't think that is for me, but I might go to one event just to support, and like if one of the ladies here or maybe a couple of ladies wants to go, I might go, but I do want to check out the ambiance. I need to know, can I sway? Can I get up and dance? Yeah. I have no rhythm, but I got enough to know if I need to move. Okay. So anyways, that's what I'm hoping to see. I'm gonna get some more information. But yeah, one of the ladies here was very excited about, oh, Zaragoza's having a jazz festival. I'm like, girl, you might be slightly disappointed if you have a certain expectation that it's going to be rocking out like it does, or just jamming out like it does in the States, like when you go with the girlfriends. I don't think they have that. Now, I will say this. If it were in Madrid or in Barcelona or maybe Valencia, I think that the vibe would be totally, totally different. It would be, I think it would be very comparable to what we experienced in the States. I'm pretty sure of that. But I don't know if Zaragoza has enough flavoring just yet to really know how to do a really good jazz festival that like has you moving and dancing. But we shall see. I could be wrong. So let's see. Um, well, I'm excited because I'm leaving next week, but in the next few days, it's like we're having like three different meetups for walking. And when I say meetup here, I mean like as long as two people are showing up, that's a meetup. Yeah, that's a meetup. So over the next few days, we're having a couple of meetups just to go walking and enjoying. And whenever we do walk, we select different locations to meet up at, and we walk kind of randomly. It's not anything that's like, oh, we always go this way, because I feel like there's so many untapped areas that we've yet to discover in Zaragoza. So I don't usually walk with a plan. I walk with a purpose. May not be with a plan there. So I'm looking forward to that because I have not walked. I think last week I stayed in my house because I was working on some things. I did not leave my house. I was sick on Tuesday, and then I didn't really leave the house until Saturday. I did a few things, but yeah, nothing. I didn't go walking, and so we went walking this weekend. Yeah, we walked this weekend, but on Sunday and Monday. But yeah, I miss walking. Walking like kind of feeds my soul. It just makes me feel better about the day once I've actually gotten a good walk in. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. So while we were out on, it was Monday, actually Sunday too. But anyways, there's a Colombian grocery store, and Beijing Alpha, Christine. There's a Colombian grocery store that Christine was able to find a shake that she had only been able, that I guess was originated in, well, that she was able to get in Florida, right? What part of Florida was that, Christine? Yeah. Anyways, she's been able to get that shake, and it's called is it it's called a mammy shake? Is that what that's called? A mammy shake? That sounds okay. We're gonna go with that. But okay, okay, yeah, in Miami. Okay, so you got it. But the shake is called a mammy shake. I feel like that's like some kind of weird cultural appropriation, but it's not because I'm saying it. But yeah, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But anyway, she was able to find it here at the Colombian grocery store here. So she's been very happy. And what you've been going, like, how many times have you gone? Oh, thank you. I was like, a mummy, a mummy. Oh, mummy. Okay, mummy. Thank you. Oh, girl. I was like, a mammy shake. Okay, mummy shake. Anyways, how many times have you, since you've now found this drink in the Colombian grocery store restaurant? How many times have you gone to get it now? Because you got one Sunday, then you got one on Monday, and yeah, I think she'll be going there like at least 3 or 4 times a week now. I'm happy that you found it, but that was this place. I don't know the name of it. It's just the Colombian grocery store, but they have these tamales. I thought they were empanadas. No, they're tamales, but I didn't know the first time I had it. It was really, really good, but I didn't know that in certain countries, your tamales have the whole chicken piece in there, including the bone. So I, oh, only twice. Okay. So when I saw it, it's very good. But anyways, this Colombian grocery store has it. So I do want to go back and get it eventually, but that's where she was able to get her shake. Oh, okay. I thought you had gone back a couple of times to get the shake. She's only been back twice. So that's cool. I'm glad that you found it. Cool beans. And so yeah, the thing is, there are so many, people are like, I don't know if I'll be able to find the things that I like. You'll be able to find, and you have to do a little searching. And again, Zaragoza is growing in different wherever you go to, a lot of places, you'll be able to find your. It might take you some time. It might take you some time to find exactly what you need, but a lot of the places now, the grocery stores, they have the cultural grocery stores because you're not the first person of whatever from whatever country to come to said place, and so there's probably a grocery store someplace that is going to have the items that you need. Yeah, and so that's what I'm seeing as far as Zaragoza growing on. I think this grocery store has been around for a while because the Colombian population is it's not small here. The Latin American population is not small at all here. The South American population is not small. I'm sorry, yeah, is not small at all here. Okay. For me, if you guys didn't know, I am taking sewing classes, and I am going to be a beast once I get like I've been doing the patterns and working on creating the patterns for pants, skirts, and a shirt in class. And I was out. I didn't go to class last week because I was sick, but I have been just sucking up all the knowledge with YouTube. YouTube, you can learn anything, right? So I've been like really looking, and I bought a sewing machine and been practicing and all these things. So now I feel like everything in my closet is the wrong size. And now I want to actually go through and alter everything in my closet, everything. But I'm taking baby steps. I've altered two things so far, and one turned out really good, and that it was a top that I'm going to be wearing soon. So that turned out actually very good. It was a dress that I actually turned and cut the top off and made it into a cute top, and then I'm going to do something else with the bottoms. And then I took in some pants, some little lounge pants that were way too big for me, way too big, and it's okay. I'm going to go back and do some revisions on it. Yeah. Yeah, taking in pants from the inseam because and that was the problem. The problem was that I had to take them in from the inseam instead of the outer seam because there was a logo that kind of came too close to the outside seam. That's why. So, anyways, the bottom line is I followed the instructions. To the naked eye, you'll be like, "Oh, you did good." But if you look closely, I'm like, "Oh, that's horrible." Yeah. But you know what? I have to accept it's like I'm just learning this. So at least I'm learning, and you have to make mistakes when you're learning something new, right? I got to get it wrong in order to eventually get it right. So, yeah. I love that, Christine. Like, yes, thank goodness you don't live close, but I think you said that you were actually considering. I'm just just going back and looking at what Christine was talking about the that shake and being close to that grocery store, the Colombian grocery store. Yeah, it would be dangerous if she lived any closer to that place. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really embracing that. I'm really excited about it. I won't be able to attend the class next week. It's a weekly class, but I'm learning a lot. And I will say this, when I came back from and again, you guys have to understand, this class is in Spanish. I mean, my instructor knows some English, and she's, I kind of help her. Like if she's like, I don't know how to say this word in English, to make sure that you understand. But yeah, so her first language is Spanish. So for me, I am in Spain and I'm taking a sewing class in Spanish. And so like literally the hold up. Okay. I'm getting something. Hold on. Okay, because I just wanted to show you. So hopefully I don't. Okay. So I'm not going to show you guys all the patterns and everything, but I did just want to show you. So this whole this right here, it's all in Spanish. This booklet is all in Spanish. So everything I have to, what I'll do is right now, like this is all in Spanish. Yeah. And so what I've done is like if I'm doing a pattern, the whole pattern is in Spanish. So what I will do is before I even start, I will go through and I'll translate what all the different parts are, and I wrote them down so that I will know exactly what I'm looking at. So by doing that, and I know you're like, what does this have to do with locating cozy in Zaragoza in Spain? Yeah, it has everything to do with it because I'm finding my joy. I'm doing something that brings me joy, and this is bringing me joy. But I actually wrote everything in English. So then, and back here are the instructions on what to do from point 1, 2, 3, and all that stuff. So then I can actually look at it and tell like what I'm supposed to be doing. So it does really it's really great that to do that and to challenge myself and not just try to do a Google Translate, like take a picture and just have the whole thing translated for me just to look at my phone. I'm really picking up on things. And the other thing that I've done is I created like on Quizlet, I created flashcards for me to practice different terminologies and different phrases that you would use related to sewing. I have like Quizlet Premium and I love that sucker because I create flashcards based on different situations and conversations. So like for sewing, I have like 104 right now. Um, Vocabulary and phrases related to sewing that I practice. So when I'm walking, sometimes wherever I'm walking to, if I'm by myself, I will actually start looking and doing the flashcards to practice my Spanish. And yeah, so this is what my version of taking Spanish class looks like. Some people come and do a full immersion, and one of the ladies is taking 4 mornings a week. 2 hours every day. She's taking Spanish classes, and that's what works for her, and that's amazing. And yeah, but for me right now, this is what I'm doing, and it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, and I'm picking up on some things. And I like to go to the factories, not the factories, the fabric shops, and talk with them. So yeah, it's my version of learning Spanish, and I'm enjoying it. So, anyways, so that's what's going on there. So I wanted to know, oh, let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to skip over that. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to talk about that. So this is all kind of all in one conversation. Exodus Summit. I did talk about, that I did give away 2 tickets for the weekend pass for the Exodus Summit. But before that, leading up to it, they had, I think it was on the 4th of October. Yeah, the 4th of October, they had an international meetup day. So like women from all over the world met up. Black women from all over the world met up. There was like a small group in Colombia that met up. There was a Quinn in France did a meetup. I think it was like her and maybe 1 or 2 other women in Nantes, France. So that was just really cool. And so I was not able to do a meetup in person because when my Zaragoza group we had just met up. And so I wasn't going to be able to travel anywhere. I was busy. But I did do an online meetup, a virtual meetup for some women that were already here, living here in Spain, and then some that were interested or possibly moving or just looking at options. So that was really cool. We had a really great meetup. And one of the ladies, it was so funny. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm moving to Zaragoza at the end of the year." And I was like, "Oh." And she's like, "No, I found your channel. You have great things to say." She was going to move to Portugal, to Lisbon. She realized that wasn't going to work for her. So now she's like, "No, I'm just going to move to Zaragoza." And I was like, uh, "Don't you want to get some more information?" And she was like, "I have the information." So yes, some people that kind of plan works for them. And then there was another young lady that was on there that was in Sevilla, I believe, and she had planned to be in Sevilla for a month, but she realized that it wasn't for her, that Sevilla wasn't for her, so she does wanna come through Zaragoza, and I just encouraged her to make sure if she realizes that Sevilla was not a good fit for her, to maybe check out some other areas that like, some people just wanna live by a beach, or they wanna be somewhere coastal, um, but I just said, check out some other areas that maybe you that were not on your radar, and it doesn't have to be Zaragoza. Of course, I'm always cheering for Zaragoza, but it doesn't have to be Zaragoza. It could be like, was it Galicia? That's up north. It could be, in other places that you just didn't think about at all, and sometimes that's where you find your best fit, something that's really going to work for you. It might be that you have to go to the next country. Like I said, the one lady who's planning to move here now originally planned to move to Lisbon, and then she realized it wasn't a good fit. The most important thing I want you to remember is if it doesn't fit, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm not going to say it. Okay. If a city does not fit, a city or country does not fit or isn't what you expected, it's okay for you to redirect your plans, to reassess and redirect your plans. You can do that. It's okay. Nothing is set in stone. As a matter of fact, one of the ladies that was at the virtual meetup that I held online for Spain, Cece, as a matter of fact, and I interviewed her a few months ago. She lives in Valencia. Why do I always doubt that whenever I say she lives in Valencia? Is it Malaga? No, it's Valencia. No, she lives in Malaga. Okay, I do this every single time. Yeah, she lives in Malaga, but originally she had moved to. I want to say she moved to either Coimbra or Porto, Portugal, and she was there for like I think a year, and she was like, I don't like this at all. So then she ended up moving down to Malaga. So all that to say is if you can't country shop and you do have to come and just get some plates and get settled, just because you are there and you're temporarily settled there doesn't mean that that's where you have to stay. If it doesn't fit, it just doesn't fit. If it's not for you, it's okay. Give yourself permission to reassess and redirect. Okay, one of my slogans now, right? Okay, okay. I hope you do. Okay, so what else is going on? But yeah, that was just a really okay. So I was just going to say that was a really great virtual meetup of talking to women online. And actually, my daughter who lives here, actually, I invited her and I was like, hey, um, can you come sit in on this virtual meetup? It was like maybe, I think it was six of us. Yeah, I think it was six of us online, and it was just really good because it was just good conversation and openness about what we've experienced. And I wanted my daughter and the other young lady, Cece, who both live in Spain. I wanted them to come on because I didn't want to just have this international meetup where it was just I guess my perspective. I mean, I have my own experiences. I'm, in a different age demographic, a different financial situation. I don't have young kids, so I wanted to kind of offer information based on a variety of experiences, and that's what you'll see on my YouTube channel. I interview women that, some are mothers, some are single, some are bopping, some are settled in one area. There's a wide range of women that travel the world or travel Spain or just are relocating, and they just have different situations. So you can assess and decide your own situation and what works best for you. Okay, let's see. What else do we need to talk about? I did find out if anybody watching, whether it's now in the comments now or in the future, if you did attend Exodus Summit, what were some of your great takeaways? What were some things that maybe inspired you, that gave you pause and made you think, I can do that? I know that there was a lady that came on and talked about having an OnlyFans. That's not everybody's mission, but she came on there and she talked about how she actually started making money doing OnlyFans. Bravo for her. And I'm glad that Exodus Summit actually had like a broad range. They talked about investing, they talked about YouTube, marketing your YouTube channel. They talked about many things. They had I think 20 speakers. So yes, but I would love to know if anybody actually, again, now or if you're seeing this during the replay, let me know. Did you watch Did you participate? Did you attend the Exodus Summit this past weekend? And what were your takeaways? What new goals have you set for yourself that you're like, okay, this is where I want to stay? I do want to encourage. I do want to say this. Please don't become what do they call it? The jack of all trades, the master of none. Don't do that. I know, and this is just from my past experience, I know that there can be an overload of wonderful information that you received from attending Exodus Summit 2025. Because I know I was like overload. Now, I did do all the things, but I did them at a staggered pace. Like I did become a, when I first attended Exodus Summit, I already had decided I was going to become a full-time pet sitter or house sitter. I had given up my apartment 6 months, what was that, 4 months later. Then I didn't work for 8 months. Yeah, I took a sabbatical by accident. And then I did only contract work and consulting for the past couple of years. And then I up and moved to Spain. So I did all the things, but it was a staggered process. It wasn't like I just like jumped in and been like and was like, I have to do and get all the knowledge and implement everything right now. Please don't do that. You will have burned out, and then you will end up not making any decisions, and that will benefit you greatly. Okay. So I would say, with all the information that you received, even if it is maybe there was like 5 speakers that you were like, oh my gosh, I can do that and I can do that. That's fine, but have a plan to start what you're going to start now that's going to be effective now. Again, please don't watch all of the Exodus Summit. And I know that you can watch the replays if you have a ticket. You can watch the replays. I think if you have the weekend pass, you have access until the end of the month to watch the replays. So you still have access to the information. So have your plan or start developing your plan, but please don't try to implement everything all at once, because you will get overloaded and like just brain overload. And then sometimes you can just end up like, well, that's just too much. And now I haven't completed anything. So that's what I think we all want you to avoid. We want you to make decisions that are going to impact, that are going to help you and lead you into a better situation, whether it's financially. Well, I mean, this year's was about finances and financial resources, but um, see which one you think is going to work best, and start building out that plan to implement so that you can get out of the USA if you want to. Right? Right. Okay. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, I have this on here. It's like information overload. Ah, yes. Yes, I want you to keep up. I think it's important that you keep up that momentum with your goals. Yeah. So let's do that. I did already talk about my pet sit that I'm excited about. So yeah, I don't need to, I had it on my list, but yes, I'm excited about that. It was just such a good vibe. Sometimes when you have the conversations with some people, you have that good positive vibe. Um, and that's what I got from this person. So yeah, yay! I think it's going to be like pet sit number 48. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Pet sit number 48. So I'm excited to see and check out. I check out, yeah, more food options. I would like to try to do the Black History tour with, oh gosh, what is his name? It's not Hockey. What is his name? It's okay. If you've been to Lisbon, you know I'm talking about. I can't remember his name right now, and I don't want to butcher it. But anyways, I know that there's a group that's going on the Black History tour with him next. If somebody remembers his name, please put it in the comments. Um, they're going next Saturday, but I'm leaving next Saturday. I'll be gone by then. So I would like to try to do the tour. I'm going to try to schedule a tour with him and see if there's some other women or some other people that want to do the tour with me. Like sometimes, I don't know, probably like Tuesday or Wednesday. I think that would be my plan. But I would like to go ahead and do that tour. And I need to do a food tour also. Yeah. See, now my brain is like going overload of what I need to do while I'm in Lisbon. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited. So yes, the Blaxit Global Anniversary is coming up next week. And so, yeah, if you are not familiar with that, if you want more information about the events that are going on, if you're in the Exodus Summit community, you can find it there, or you can go to Blaxit Global, her YouTube channel, Krishan Wright. The Blaxit Global is the YouTube channel, but you can find her website or uh, go to her YouTube channel, and she'll have all the information and the links for you to go if you would like to be in Lisbon sometime next week. Okay, so get that information. And yeah, I I'm really excited to meet up with everybody or whoever's going to be there. I know it's going to be a great meetup in Texas. I'm backtracking just a little bit. So I did the online virtual meetup in for Spain, and then I actually have the Texas Sisters WhatsApp group. And so when they mentioned that they were going to do an international meetup day, I was like, okay, guys, I'm not even in the country anymore, but I encouraged them to plan meetups for Texas, and I was hoping that there would be like a bunch of little small ones all around Texas, but there ended up being like two big, huge ones in Dallas and in Houston. And the crazy thing is, the one in Dallas had, I don't know, I think it was like 22 people that RSVP'd, and an hour or two before the meetup was supposed to happen, the restaurant contacted the person that had made the reservation, the girl that made the reservation, and said, we have to cancel because another party just reserved the whole place. 2 hours before the meetup was to start. That was just trifling. And I know, the almighty dollar talks. So I get, I guess. Anyways, but everything fell into place because they were able to go to, I believe, Gloria's in Dallas, and they were able to accommodate all the women that showed up, and it was a wonderful, wonderful turnout in Dallas. And then same day in Houston, they were, let's see, I think she said that 12 people RSVP'd for the Houston meetup, and 31 women showed up. 30. And the place was able to accommodate them just fine. Yeah. So that was good. But that's just how it is. That's just our community, and it was just so great because so many women were inspired by both of these events, and yeah, and just knowing that we're here to support each other in whatever the journey is, whatever your plan is. Some people again want to bop, they want to go to Asia. I think Diamond, I think she's in Thailand right now. I could be wrong. Yeah. Diamond, the gallivanting grandma, I think she's in Thailand right now. Yeah, she be bopping. Okay. So yeah, it was a great turnout, and I'm really, really happy. And then there's going to be another meetup sometime this weekend in Dallas, and that's all I'm going to say. If you want to know where that is, if you want to attend, and you'll be in Dallas, get in the Exodus Summit community, and then you will be able to get the information about the upcoming meetup in Dallas this weekend. Okay. Yes, it's growing, and I knew after the Exodus Summit there would be even more women that would be joining these different accountability groups and things like that, because there's nothing like having, especially, as a Black woman, there's nothing like having a really strong, wonderful, supportive group of other Black women that are, you're trying to figure it out, and then just knowing that you're not alone. Oh my goodness, I have a whole bunch of sisters that are here and cheering me on. Well, hell, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome. Yeah. Anyways, oh, okay. So I'll share this last bit of stuff that's going on. It's just so funny. Okay. So I had a publication reach out to me and wanted to interview me. She was interviewing me and three other people that have moved from the US to Spain. And so she was doing an article. So she actually came to Zaragoza to interview me in person. And so we had a plan that she would meet some of the women from the Black in Zaragoza community. So we met up, and then we went to the open crafts market for Fiesta del Pilar. And then that evening, she came over to my house, and I had my daughter and my son-in-law and the grandbabies here and stuff. And I cooked, dinner, and we hung out. I gave her some cheap vermouth. All the vermouth here is cheap, and so is the wine and stuff. inexpensive, not cheap, inexpensive. So yeah, I did a whole like, Spanish thing. Would you like some vermouth? Yeah, it was nice. Anyways, so here's what happened. I We were meeting at 11 o'clock in the morning this past weekend. And I was like, okay, I have everything together. I'm zenning out. I want to make sure that I'm looking cute. And I have one of my family members had given me a T-shirt that had like the Black Sisters on it or whatever that she had made, but I had never worn it because it was just like this T-shirt, and so I actually cut it just so it can just go off shoulder, and stuff. So I did my makeup and had my hair looking decent, and I go and I'm just like ready for the camera. And we're sitting down, we're talking, and she was a very nice lady, and she was talking to me and getting my insight and learning more about the Black in Zaragoza group. And she was also, getting more information about the Travel Buddy experience, the services that I'm offering for women that might be concerned about traveling by themselves. So she was getting a lot of information and stuff. And I was like, so when are we going to do our photo shoot? And she said, oh no, this is for the radio. It's a podcast. It's a radio that they post it as a podcast. I'm like, I put in contacts today. Okay. I got cutesied up and ran through the house going crazy because I couldn't find my curling iron so that I can like do a little flip in the hair. And I couldn't find it. So I was pinning my hair up and I was trying to make sure that I had my eyelashes. I ain't got no eyelashes, that they were showing up just enough and all this stuff because I wanted to be camera ready. And she was like, no, she's like, I can take your picture, but no, it's a podcast. It's a radio. I'm like, I need to take a picture of myself because I look cute. And plus I had like, the other ladies who were all, it was like throughout that morning, throughout that day, there was like four other ladies that showed up and met up, and we had a great time. Don't get me wrong, we had a great time. But in my vainness, I was like, I got cute. I had on, this little red off the shoulder thing. It was just a cut. It was like a simple like, I didn't hem it or anything. But I was disappointed because I thought I was gonna be on the front page of someplace. That's not what happened, but that was a simple miscommunication. But it was great because again, we talked, uh, we talked about several things, and she, was asking my insight about, my experience in Spain here and all that. And it was geared towards, I'm not gonna like reveal all of it because I don't know when it's gonna go live and stuff, but some of the questions she was asking over and over again, and she would ask questions about, as a Black person here in Spain, how do you feel? And I was, I answered the question, but then she would come back and ask again. And I was like, what? Why are you asking me the same question? I already answered that question. Now, I wasn't doing all this neck rolling. I wasn't doing all that. I was much more diplomatic. Okay. So just know that. But I was confused. I was like, why are you asking me the same question over and over again? And I felt like like I was being baited. Like, oh no, I felt like she was wanting us to answer in a way that was like, ooh, I'm scared for my life here in Spain. Yeah, they stare at me all the time. And that's not the vibe that wasn't the answer that I was giving, in that sense. And so I was a little bit on guard when she came to my house that evening, and she had already met my daughter earlier, and my daughter had said the same thing. She was asking the same question over and over again, like she didn't like the answer that I gave and stuff. And I was like, okay. But when she came to my house, she did actually explain. We didn't even ask her. She actually explained what the whole, I guess, production process is, even with a podcast, and that it has to be asked in different ways over again for editing purposes, like to make sure that there's a flow and continuity and blah 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 and all that stuff. So when she actually offered up the reasoning, without me having to ask, it was appreciated and I understood. And she took one ugly picture of me, because by the end of the day, when she did take a picture, I had been out all day. I came back to my place and I cooked, and then we sat down and we had a nice meal. And then she was like, "Okay, yeah, let me take a picture." So by that time, I'm looking raggedy. I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So, but it was fun. It was nice. She had some really cool equipment that I now want. I don't need it, but I want it. Okay, she had this really cool mic that like muffles out all the background noise because we were at a market where it was loud earlier that day, and so yeah, me and my daughter both were looking at our equipment like, "Ooh, I want that. Do I need it? Not really, but I think I want it anyway." So it's goals for 2026. Okay, so anyways, that's it. That's what's been going on. I did take a couple of little selfies from that day just for posterity. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, okay. Okay, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. We got some feedback on some of the ladies that did attend. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I want to know. I want to know. Uh, she says, Michelle says, several options to make money. I love the investing presentation. Okay, okay. So, that is something that is still very, very it scares me. It scares me to go deep in there, and to really like, like some people do the day trading or learning how to invest. And I need to do that and stuff, but it is very overwhelming and very intimidating. That's the word for me. And I need to step out of my own fear and step out of my own way. Yes. So yes, if that is the one that actually caught your attention the most, yeah, get more information, lean all the way into that to find out what the resources are for you to for you to receive the best information, to make sure that you're making the best decisions and doing it at a at an educated level or knowledgeable level. So that's great. That is awesome. And then Cheryl PhD, she said she attended also. She attended the Exodus Summit 2025, and she says, I'm looking at improving my investing goals and skills also. Okay, so the investing, all right, girl. It seems like that was like the big winner also. And because I do belong to some of the again accountability groups, I was seeing in the WhatsApp groups all the conversations this weekend about what and who, what presenter, what speaker said, certain things that really resonated with the group and all that stuff. So even though I wasn't in attendance, it was just great still seeing how people were really, really excited about the knowledge and the insight that they were receiving while in attendance, and then the salons and things like that. Did anybody go to the salons? And so Erica said that she actually, yes, that she said she attended the summit, and she said she found, of course, the trading info was the was the bomb diggity. Okay. All right, girl. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I'm glad that you guys have some goals and, have some goals, some ideas of which way you want to go. That's going to help you make that exit sooner than later. Okay. Yes, I really do. Fingers crossed. I hope that you guys are able to make some drastic moves in your lives that are just going to greatly improve, and help you work through whatever challenges that you may have experienced. So, yeah. So, yeah, please do make sure that you do like and subscribe. I have it on here, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And also, if you need to sign up for the newsletter, there's a link in there. And also, if you know that you or somebody you know will be traveling or wants to travel to Spain and is like, I don't know, they were like, maybe they've been waiting a long time for, that friend, the sister, the husband, somebody to come with them, and that's why they haven't gone or they haven't come to Spain yet, then they do need to contact me or see what the travel buddy experience, what that looks like. So yes, please do go ahead and just go to the link here. I have the website. It is up. Yes. So you can either do that, and in there you can either sign up for sign up and provide information about when you'll be actually coming to Spain, or if you're not sure yet, but you want to get notifications, make sure that you get on the mailing list, okay? And I will have updates about different things or events or offerings in the near future. I'm still working on my focus right now is any reservations through the end of the year. That's my main focus right now. Also, I do want to tell you that I have a couple of guests coming up um, before the end of the year. Two of them will be men. Yes. Okay. Two of them will be men. One, of course, I plan on having Carlos, my wonderful Spain immigration attorney. I need him to come back on. Actually, we're meeting on Friday to talk, but I need him to come back on to help understand and help share information about some of the new laws or some new rules that are taking effect right now. They've either taken effect like this month or at the end of this month, they'll be taking effect some new rules, some new biometrics about traveling in the Schengen zone, in the Schengen area. So there's some new laws that have come up or some new rules that are being implemented about non-lucrative visas. So I think probably in November, it might be at the end of this month. I'm not sure yet. I have to get with the schedule, but I will be having Carlos on again. I think just needs to come on once a quarter, anyways, just because, or at least twice a year, because he's the Spanish immigration attorney that I recommend to everyone, and he will be coming on to share some insight and give you some facts, not fictions, not something that you heard that somebody said on their TikTok channel about the immigration and the new laws. He is actually an attorney licensed here in Spain, and he can cover visas, uh, the visa, uh, the visa application submission process and everything for all of Spain. It's not just because he's in Madrid; he can cover all of Spain. It's like an attorney in Houston, Texas, is still an attorney in any part of Texas. So just know that. And then the other person that will be coming on, I'm just sharing with you, if you guys have ever done a Black History tour in Madrid, okay, then you know Kwame, because he does an amazing job. I go every single time I have a guest that comes to, or if I have a client that comes to meets me in Madrid, if we're like doing any meetup in Madrid, I always strongly suggest that you do the Black History tour, the Afro Ibera. God, I know I'm saying it wrong because I wasn't thinking to bring it up, but I'll put it in the comments. But his name is Kwame. Anyways, um, I'm going to be interviewing him because he's expanding and offering his services. He has great knowledge of Black history all around Spain. And so he's actually starting some projects. He has students. He literally has students come in from different parts of the world, like in other parts of Europe, that come in to do tours with him. So I'm going to be interviewing him soon because he is expanding. He's offering different tours in other parts of Spain now. So I felt like that would be and he's just awesome. So yes, I will be having men on. What's happening here? But yeah, they have to have, it's not just anybody, it's people that I know and that I've been dealing with. So yes, I trust them and I think they're amazing. So, and they bring some great knowledge. So, anyways, please do make sure that you do like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, say something like, like you liked it, because that helps with my algorithm, of course. Clearly, I do this because I love it. I just like talking and sharing my experiences. That's why I do this. But I do want some subscribers too. Yeah. Okay. So please do make sure that you like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts, your insight. If you have any questions, I appreciate it. And I shall see you guys soon. Y'all have a good one.